Hey guys, my name is Grace Folias. I'm a licensed real estate agent in New York and now in Florida as well. I'm a team leader. I am a mentor, and I am going to tell you all about why I left Keller Williams for a cloud-based brokerage. So just a little bit of background. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know you want me to get to the point. I'm from New York. I like to talk fast and I don't like fluff. So I will be very direct with you. Background is that I started as a personal assistant for a real estate broker. I did that on and off for 6 years while I was in high school and college. I went to school for public relations and marketing. I was a personal assistant. I did social media marketing. I planned all the open house stuff and the flyers and all of the background stuff. So I knew a lot about the business before I actually got my license and got started. I wound up getting laid off from my corporate job in 2020. That's when I got my real estate license. So this is now going on my 4th year in the business. I was with Keller Williams for the first 6 months I was licensed. I was on a team for the person who was my employer as I was a personal assistant. So I got my license, we started working together, I was on the team. And then after 6 months, I was presented with the EXP opportunity. Honestly, I was comfortable. I really wasn't planning on leaving. I had no complaints about my market center, my broker, or anything that Keller Williams was offering. But then I heard about EXP and I couldn't unsee it. When it just sticks with you, I was losing sleep over it. I was like, I feel so bad. Like, this is my home base and I worked here for 6 years. I liked my broker. I liked the team I was working with. Like, I didn't want to leave. But again, I couldn't unsee it. So I'm going to share some of those reasons with you guys. The biggest issue for me when I was at Keller Williams was that it's 2020. It obviously was a weird year, right? Like, social media marketing was just starting to really become for business. It was just a social platform at the time. So when I had gotten licensed, Keller Williams is known for its education and training for agents, but I felt like it was very traditional. So they wanted you to cold call, they would give you scripts, they would do call centers, they would door knock scripts. That all sounds great. Not what I was interested in. Like, I hated it from the day I did it, but yet I knew I was good at sales. I knew I wanted to be a realtor, so I wasn't ready to give up on it so quickly. So I turned to my social media. I was posting videos. I was talking about it. I was presenting myself and reaching out to my sphere of influence. And I wound up selling like 9.5 million my first year. So obviously what I was doing was working, but in my market center, I had nobody to teach me those things. There was not one person in that particular office that was able to tell me what to do and how to do it and when to post and how to convert clients online. They kind of wanted me to teach it. And I was like, I'm not at the height of the knowledge that I want to have to be able to teach this to somebody else. I want someone to teach it to me. And just because it was stuck in the traditional ways of educating and the basics of the business, which is all good and it's good to know, it's just not what I wanted to learn and I couldn't learn it there. So when I heard about EXP, they explained that one of the benefits of a virtual brokerage is that your trainings are not just done by the top agents in your market center like a traditional brokerage. It's virtual. There are no geographic limitations. So like, my trainings were taught by top broker owners in California, in Albuquerque, in Texas. Like, those were the people doing our trainings. And the reason why I think this is so beneficial is that you don't realize how small your hometown is or your city is until you expand. So like, the people that were impressive in a market center that you work in may not actually be impressive agents in real life. If you look at the grand scheme of things, they're impressive for the market. They're not impressive on a grander scale. So to me, these people, without the geographic restraints, there were just so many more people to learn from. Number one, they were more productive agents, in my opinion. And there's competition. If you're learning from the top agents in your own market, I don't care what anybody says. People will teach you a little bit to get you a little bit further to say they taught you something, but they're not going to teach you everything they know, because you're going to go implement it and you're going to become their competition. Who would want that? Who would want to build their competition? Like, if my trainings are held by somebody in California and I'm in New York, They don't care. They'll teach me everything they know. I'm never going to be in their direct competition. We don't work in the same markets. So that was the biggest difference for me. It was the collaboration over competition. And that's something that you will never find, in my opinion, at a brick and mortar office, because you're working literally with your competition in the same office. So that was one of the big reasons for me. Number two, I feel like the demographic at the company was a little bit younger. There were a lot more people that were really affluent with their Instagram and their TikTok and their social media marketing and how they were getting business and building downlines and recruiting to the company. And they were doing all these things literally just with their social media accounts. That's what I wanted to learn how to do. And I did from those people. So again, with the collaboration over competition, there was never anybody at the company that wasn't willing to help you, because it's a publicly traded company. Everybody owns stock in the company, and everybody wants everybody to do really well, because then their stock goes up. So there was never any competitiveness with anybody in the company. If I called somebody up, never met them before, I'm not in their direct downline, they still took the time to help me and teach me what I wanted to know. And that was so valuable. Accessibility is another big thing, because it's a virtual brokerage. They need better technology, right? Because you're not in a physical office. So like everything is online. There's a platform for your documents. You don't know how many agents are still using file folders. It drives me out of my mind. Like, you can have a folder on a computer. Like, they gave us SkySlope and DigiSign, and it was just so much easier to use than the platforms that we were using at Keller Williams. And again, just my opinion. The technology is better. It's easier to use. It's more advanced because it started as a tech company and it's a virtual brokerage. And I think that's super important for people that want to have accessibility and have, you know, everything at the palm, like everything's in your phone. I don't want it anywhere but here. It needs to be right here. Between the accessibility, the technology, the educational resources, and the ability to scale nationwide, which brings me to my next point. I'm a team leader. So I had a plan of escaping New York and going down to Florida and selling real estate down there as well. With a traditional brokerage, you're paying two states. You're paying two separate monthly fees. You're paying two splits, two caps. And that just made no sense to me. I don't want to pay two companies, especially for offices I personally don't go into. I like to work from home. I have everything on my computer. So to pay two monthly fees for me just wasn't sitting well with me. With a virtual brokerage, you're only paying one monthly fee, one cap, one split. You could be licensed in all 50 states, have teams in all 50 states, and you're only paying one time. That is huge. Like, if you are planning on building a team in multiple states or getting licensed in multiple states, whatever you're planning on doing, it makes sense to be at a company that is not going to keep charging you for that over and over again. So reduced cost. Market centers have more expenses. They have rent to pay. They have electric bills. They need more money coming in to keep the business running. Whereas a virtual brokerage such as EXP, there's no overhead expenses, so they can give more money back to the agents. So that's something that I think traditional brokerage are never going to be able to compete with. In addition to that, not only do you have more accessibility, better trainings, more broad trainings, more modern trainings, but you also have reduced cost. You have usually a cap and a reduced cap. For example, when I wanted to get off of a team at Keller Williams, I was on a half cap when I was on a team. I had capped out, and then they were like, oh, now your cap is going up to 30,000. I was like, there is no way. I just paid you guys 15. I'm not paying another 15. That's crazy. So I moved to EXP where my full cap was 16,000. That alone saving you $15,000 a year, no franchise fee, which was another 6% coming off of every single transaction. Monthly fee were about the same. There's a technology fee versus a desk fee, so that didn't make much of a difference. But the split was better, the cap was better, the technology that you get for your monthly fee was better. So all around financially, it made more sense. It made more sense for my team. It made more sense for being in 2 states, and it made more sense for the education that I was hoping to gain at the company. So again, these are just my opinions. These are the major differences that I saw and that helped me progress my business. And I learned so much. I kept so much more money in my pocket. And to me, that's all that matters, right? That's why we're doing this. We're selling houses because we love it and we love our clients, but we're also doing it because we need to support ourselves and feed our kids and make some money. I mean, that's why people work, right? But plot twist, I actually left EXP and recently went to another virtual brokerage. So stay tuned and watch my next video where I'm going to explain the differences between EXP and this new company that I joined. All in all, once you go to a virtual brokerage, I don't think you ever go back to a traditional brokerage. I think it becomes quite impossible to do so. So again, I never had any regrets going to EXP, but a better opportunity came up and here I am. I took it. So again, stay tuned for the next video and I will tell you all about it.